I felt very bad for Hawkins when he was told that having the best intentions doesn't necessarily mean that things work out the way you want. And I was wondering if you remember a moment like this from your career, if you ever had the best intentions as a filmmaker and storyteller, but for whatever reason, things didn't work out the way you wanted.
Wow. That always happens to me. I feel like in so many of my movies, I would cite a lot of the independent films I've made in my career of thinking I was going to finally connect with a big audience and make a big splash, and then for whatever reason they wouldn't connect, and so there've been so many frustrations like that. But I would actually cite in my professional career a movie I made called Highness, where you can't have more fun making a movie, laugh more on set, work with a greater group of people, and even in the editing room, we're dying laughing and thinking we have this big blockbuster smash comedy, and then critics just destroyed it, and it was a really fascinating thing to watch, where I'd put my passion and sense of humor on the line, and Danny McBride, and we're just looking at each other and being like, wait a minute, they hate us. And our intention was just to entertain and make a fun adventure film. So that was a fun one and a wild ride to witness your intention gone somewhat astray.
Right. And what about, because Laurie says in the film that every time somebody is afraid, the boogeyman wins. And I was wondering, what would you say has been the biggest fear you had to overcome as a filmmaker?
I don't know that it's necessarily a fear, but but learning to listen to yourself and trust your gut at a point, because at the end of the day, that's what you have to turn to. Because as I was just saying, you can't necessarily trust an audience or a critic to show up, but you have to be proud of what you do, and you can't be afraid of taking chances and exhibiting your self passion, what you're proud of, what you're enthusiastic about doing. And so Halloween's a perfect blending of those two, where there's an appetite in the world for this, and I've got a passion for the material, and those connect in a fun, commercial, explosive manner.
Exactly. And there's also a line from Laurie that goes like, you can't close your eyes and pretend he isn't there. And I was wondering if there has been a moment in your career where you kind of had to make yourself open your eyes in order to fully understand what it means to be a filmmaker in Hollywood.
Great question. Again, very thought-provoking. I wish we had more than 4 minutes for this. I'd give you a meaty answer on that. But I would say, as a filmmaker, it's one thing to make a movie, but there's a large mechanism of everything from the legal and clearances to the marketing and publicity and distribution, and knowing that you can lean on other people for their expertise and not assume you know everything. Is when you open your eyes to other people's craft and other people's projections. When I'll think I'm in control, or I'll think I'm losing control, and then you realize that in order to make the best of the best movie with the greatest release, you have to trust other people beyond just your own expertise.
Right. David, thank you so much for your time. Seriously, it's such a pleasure talking to you. Happy Halloween, all the best with your movie, and hopefully get to talk to you soon again.
Thanks very much. I want to get an alphabetical list of your DVD collection too.
Absolutely, I'll send it over to you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye, David.
See ya.